Part 1. A long time ago, on a mountain in the Odenwald, that forested part of southern Germany where the Main River meets the Rhine, Baron von Lanshort's castle stood. These days, nearly nothing is left of it. But in those days, it looked down on the country around it, like its owner. The Baron was a proud man from the Katzenellenbogen family. His father, a great army man, had left him the castle, and the Baron took care of it as well as he could. Other old German families had sold their uncomfortable castles in the hills and built more comfortable houses in the valleys. But the Baron stayed and continued with the old family ways. This meant he often argued with his neighbours because his ancestors had once disagreed with theirs. The Baron had only one child, a beautiful daughter. Two unmarried aunts cared for her when she was a child and taught her all the important things a young lady should know. By the time she was 18, she could read without trouble. She could also write her name without forgetting a single letter, and big enough for her aunts to read without their glasses. She could dance, play the guitar, and sing several beautiful love songs from memory, too. Her aunts, who had lived for love when they were young, always kept a careful eye on her and made sure she never got into trouble. She never left the castle alone and had to listen to endless talks about the importance of politeness.
"You must always obey your father,"
one aunt told her.
"Never get close to men, and never believe a word they say,"
said the other. Her aunts felt sure that, although other young women might make mistakes in matters of love, this would never happen to the Baron's daughter.
Without her father's approval, she wouldn't look twice at the best-looking young man in the world, even if he's dying at her feet,
they thought. Plenty of other people lived in the Baron's castle with him. He had many poorer relatives who often visited him for big family parties paid for by the Baron. They always told him, after a few drinks,
"There's nothing more enjoyable than our visits to your home."
The Baron was a small man with a big heart. He loved telling stories about the brave old Katzenellenbogen fighters who stared down proudly from their pictures on the castle walls. His special favourites were ghost stories. Each story he told was always listened to happily by his poor relatives, even if it was the 100th time they'd heard it. This was the Baron's life. He was like a king in his castle, and believed himself to be the cleverest man in the world. On the day when my story begins, The Baron had planned a big party in the castle to celebrate the arrival of his daughter's future bridegroom. The Baron and a very grand old man from one of the finest families in Bavaria had decided to join their fortunes together by marrying their children to each other. Letters of great politeness were sent and replied to. Although they hadn't even seen each other, the young pair were engaged to be married, and the date for the wedding was decided. Young Count von Altenburg had left the army in order to come and fetch his bride from the Baron's castle. Earlier, he'd sent a letter from the nearest city, which the Baron had read with interest.
Friday, Würzburg. Sir, I have some business to finish here in Würzburg, which has made me later than I planned. But I'll arrive soon. Von Altenburg.
Now, everyone in the castle was making things ready for the young man's arrival. The future bride was wearing her finest clothes. Her two aunts had argued all morning about every single thing she should wear. So she'd left them arguing and had chosen her clothes herself. Luckily, she had good taste. She looked as lovely as any young bridegroom could wish for, and her excitement meant that her pink face and shining eyes made her look even more beautiful than usual. Her size and the dreamy look in her eyes all told of the gentle hopes and fears that fought together in her little heart. And now her aunts were at her side, telling her what to do and what to say to her lover when he arrived. Unmarried aunts are always good at that kind of thing. The Baron was running worriedly here and there, telling his servants to take care with this or that. He had nothing special to do, but was a naturally active man who hated sitting still when all around him were in a hurry. The castle kitchen was full of food, and a small cow was cooking on the fire, together with the fattest birds from the nearby forest. The most excellent drinks the Baron had to offer were all ready for the young Count to taste. But the young bridegroom was late. After some hours, the sun began to disappear behind the mountain tops. The Baron climbed to the highest room in the castle and looked out of the window, hoping to see the Count and his servants coming along the mountain road. Once he thought he could see them, but it was only some men on horses who went past his castle. In the end, it became too dark for the Baron to see the road clearly. While all this was happening, in a different part of the Odenwald forest, two young men were riding along. One was Count von Altenburg, who was going unhurriedly to meet his future bride. The other was a good army friend of his, Hermann von Starkenfaust, whom he'd met by chance in Würzburg. Starkenfaust was one of the strongest, bravest men in Germany. He was returning from the army to his father's castle. This was close to Baron Lanshort's home, although their two families never spoke, because their ancestors had argued long ago.